Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. What constitutes an exceptional attitude? I believe there are a number of things, but when people ask me how to develop a great attitude, they're basically interested in two things. They want to know how to sail through life, moving from one success to another, and when they occasionally fail at something, how to shrug it off and head right back out again. And no matter what a person does, whenever you find someone doing an outstanding job and getting outstanding results, I believe you'll find a person who has a good attitude. These people believe they can accomplish what they set out to accomplish. Achievement is the natural order of things for them. There is absolutely no good reason on earth why they cannot be successful. And you know what? There's no damn reason in the world why you cannot be successful either. You have the ability to be the best you that you can be. And I believe in you. These people that are successful, they have a healthy attitude towards themselves and as a natural result towards life and the things they want to accomplish. And because of this, I believe they achieve remarkable things and come to be called successful. They are quite frequently, I've found, no more brilliant or talented than the majority of the people by whom they are surrounded. But they have one thing those people don't have, and that is the right attitude. They find their accomplishments not too difficult simply because it seems so few others are really trying or really believe in themselves. It's a motivator for them. Hey, if you all aren't going to do it, then I am. And I'm going to be the best me I can be. So I'm going to go out there and do this not only for myself, but for my family and those I love, so I can level up and enhance all of our circumstances for the better. And it's totally impersonal. The world will not play favorites. The world is impersonal to you and your circumstances. It doesn't care who succeeds, who fails, nor does it care whether we change or not. Yet one's attitude is incalculably powerful, in my opinion. It can bring about marvelous results for us, but we must train it patiently, day by day. And successful people come in all sizes, shapes, and colors, and in a wide variety of degrees of intelligence, background, and education. But they have one thing in common. They expect more good out of life than bad. They expect to succeed more often than they fail, and by a result, guess what? They do. And when you want something worthwhile, take the attitude that there are a lot more reasons why you can have it than why you can't. Set out to earn it, go after it, work for it, ask for it, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it. You know why? Because you deserve it, because it's going to make your life better, and you are worth it. An attitude is a reflection of a person. What's going on the inside obviously shows on the outside. And our environment, the world we've created around ourselves, is really a mirror of our attitude. I believe you are where you want to be right now. And if you're not, and you want to change your life, all you got to do is change your life. And if we don't like our environment, we can change it by changing our attitude. So if a successful attitude will help bring us the success we seek, how does a person get this kind of attitude? And I'm going to tell you, we've known this for quite a while. What happens inside us creates our outer world. In other words, the pattern of our thoughts, attitudes, feelings, and actions is what creates our reality. Our external circumstances don't just happen. You and I, we create them. And if we want to create a happy, healthy, and abundant life, our challenge is navigating a flood of potentially negative influences every single day. And I'll tell you what, you can certainly resist them if you're actively thinking about it, but it can take a little bit of willpower. Instead, I recommend trying to resist negative influences in the first place. It's much easier to make an active choice about not exposing yourself to them, and there are countless ways to do it. Let me talk about this for a minute. Find something good in everything. You want to change your attitude? W. Clement Stone, a very successful self-made businessman, formed an unusual habit in the early days of his career that I found in the early days of my career to be very functionally effective. What he would do is he would say, "That's good," whenever anything happened, good or bad. It was the same reaction from him, a positive reaction. The bad that happens is an opening for us to have lessons learned. Nobody learns anything from winning, but by losing or failing, we understand what doesn't work, so we don't do that again. We do different things to get different results. There's tremendous power in seeing the good in everything. Sometimes it can be tough to see the good in things. I totally get that. But if you practice pausing before you respond, you'll be able to find something good in any situation, even if it seems really small. And we're already doing that, right? Every single time you get into a negative circumstance or a negative conversation comes your way or something that's causing you some trouble, what do? You, in the kindest and nicest way possible, excuse yourself from that conversation or circumstance. We go somewhere where we can be alone. We take some deep breaths and we read our goal card over and over and over again. What that allows us to do is refocus our mind. It allows us to take a second and pause, see the situation for what it really is, and then actively decide to take a more positive approach toward resolution or towards our personal response to that situation or circumstance. And Viktor Frankl said it best in his excellent book, Man's Search for Meaning, when he said in every situation, between the situation and the way we respond to it, there's a space. Start training your mind to use that space to think about something good automatically. And having a positive attitude and thinking about things in a positive fashion is like any other habit. Thinking it's the same as being somebody who always a naysayer, who's always seeing the negative, who thinks nothing can be done. We know those people. Boy, I tell you what, you could show them how to push the stone up the hill. You could do it for them and they'd still say, "Oh no, that can't be done." Well, I'm telling you right now, that negative habit that they've developed is the same habit you can develop for having a positive attitude, seeing things in a positive circumstance, and then having the ability to respond to everything in a more positive way. All it takes is for us to use this. Now, don't confuse mental activity for thinking. I'm talking about sitting down, pausing after every negative or every roadblock comes your way, and there'll be a few from time to time. And when they do, I want you to pause. Look at the circumstance. Look at how you were about to just respond. Take a deep breath. How can I respond more positively to this circumstance? Once you have an idea, act on the positive. It's going to make all the difference. I'm telling you what, sometimes if you think about how you might have just acted, it's almost temper tantrums. It's like adults having temper tantrums. We don't take the time to think, what were we just about to do? Boy, I'm really glad I didn't just do that. Instead, I'm going to do this positive thing that I just thought of, and I'm going to approach this in a more positive manner, and I guarantee you the result you're going to get from that circumstance is going to be a heck of a lot better than what you would have got if you just would have went off the deep end and responded just haphazardly in a way that wasn't well thought through. Successful, intelligent people take the time to think about their response to a given circumstance. Now, I don't know anybody smarter than you, and I know you have success coming in your life if you don't have it already. So I know that you have the ability to slow down, stop, look at every circumstance for what it really is, and respond accordingly in the most positive manner possible. Also some things outside of just using the old supercomputer here. Eat a healthy diet. You know, what you eat doesn't just affect your health, it affects your state of mind and your performance, therefore, your attitude. You know, eating poorly can cause a lack of motivation, difficulty concentrating, decreased ability to handle stress, and even lower self-confidence. But your mental clarity, performance, creativity, curiosity, and emotional well-being all improve when you eat healthy, nutritional food. You know, and some of the best foods to consider would be things like berries, non-starchy vegetables, nuts and seeds, and fresh green juices, or anything green will keep you lean. You know, here's the deal. Try to stay away from sugar. If you can remove the sugars from your diet, it'll allow your mind to function in a more effective manner. There's a biology in our bodies. You know, did you ever think, why when you look at the side of a box and it indicates sugar, why doesn't it give a percentage of daily value that's needed by a human being? Every other nutrient on the box has a percentage of the daily value required for you to function appropriately. You know why it doesn't list sugar in the nutritional information? Because sugar is not a nutrient that's needed by the human body. As long as you eat proteins and fats, your liver has the ability to manufacture all the glucose you need to function according to expectation. You don't need all the sugar. When you get rid of the sugar, you lose weight, you think more clearly, you have a more positive outlook and a more positive attitude. A lot of your anxiety, depression, and other issues may be coming from the fact that you're addicted to sugar. It's perfectly okay. Most people are. You know, it was harder for me to get off sugar than it was for me to get off cigarettes. And oh yes, I used to smoke a long time ago. It was for a very brief period of time, but I was able to quit. And for 15 years now, I haven't done that. But I don't want to go down that track right now. What I want you to know is that do not underestimate the power of food to help you feel better, think better, and be better, not only on the inside, but by eating a more healthier diet, you will create and attract more of what you want on the outside. And what goes hand in hand with appropriate diet is exercising regularly. You know, I recommend exercising like 3 times a week consistently to increase your endorphins and give your body a healthy way to release stress. And when I just go for a walk, personally, my exercise regime includes some resistance training, but for the most part, I just walk 15 to 30 minutes each day. Here's the difference. I don't count daily activity in that 15 to 30 minutes. And when I'm talking about 15 to 30 minutes of walking, I'm talking about 15 to 30 minutes of consistently moving your legs, moving in a forward movement type of fashion, okay? You just keep walking, keep moving for 15 to 30 minutes. Don't stop at the mailbox. Don't stop for a drink of water. Bring your water bottle with you. You can sip on that while you're going for a walk. But walk for 15 to 30 minutes consistently without stopping. You'll get incredible benefits. You know, working out helps you feel positive about yourself, others, and life. And you also seem to have the ability to think through your problems and resolve issues or come up with new ideas while walking. I don't know what it is about going for a walk, but it's a low impact thing that can really make a difference in your overall health, in the way you think, and in your positive attitude. Before you get involved in any sort of an exercise regimen, please speak with your doctor to make sure that what you're doing is appropriate for you and your health circumstance. I just wanted to throw that in there because I care about you, and I want to make sure that everything you do is going to be in the best way for you. Okay, I want you to be successful. I care about you, and I just want to make sure that what you're doing is right for you and your circumstance, okay? So talk to your doctor, let him know what you're going to do. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to be happier than heck that you're willing to start getting into some light to moderate exercise. It'll get you feeling great. You know, Another thing that helps us to keep a positive attitude is to keep in mind that life is constantly changing. Things don't remain the same forever, which is nice. Because when we're trying to create a better life, I don't want things to remain the same. Hey, I'm trying to create a better circumstance for myself. I always want better. I always want more. I always want to grow. I always want to be a better Doug tomorrow than Doug was today, right? So things are constantly changing, and thankfully, that's the nature of life. And sometimes, unfortunately, things happen that are outside of our control. But I'm telling you that no matter what's going on, you can think, and that's huge. And thinking is the difference maker. No matter how much things change, don't let your productivity and ingenuity come to a halt. Choose to keep growing. Choose to keep thinking about the circumstance and how to better it and how to look at it from a more positive perspective. When you do that, you'll find options and solutions you never even knew were there. And I tell you what, never give up on your goals and dreams. When things come your way in a negative fashion, double down. Stay on track and try to get ahead on your goals. Now, I'm telling you, things could happen in your life that can kind of derail things from time to time. So if necessary, create new goals that consider the changes that may lie ahead. But the one thing we don't ever do, we never quit. Because quitters get zilch. Nothing. You quit, it's over. All your effort up to that point in time to get to your goal, wasted. Never even needed to happen. You just wasted your time. So you know what? In order to make everything worthwhile, to keep all the activity and all the actions you've taken relevant, keep moving forward no matter what. I don't care what happens. Sometimes we might have to change our goals. We might have to make changes ourselves when life presents changes to us. But we're going to do that. We're going to remain resilient. We're going to bounce back. We're coming back for more. You're not going to stop us. Life or whatever or whoever is not going to get in our way because there's a better life coming our way. And I tell you what, we're not going to stop progressing towards that better life. And have hope. Hope is powerful. As long as you have hope in your heart, you have everything you need to change your life and to be successful. Now, I'm not talking about hope as a passive, wishful way of thinking. I want to think of hope as a powerful emotion that we can tap into, a renewable resource we can use to help us redirect our lives. And what matters is that we have an internal knowing. We must understand that this powerful and positive force that's bigger than ourselves, that is also inside of us, has the ability to keep us moving forward. And no matter what you're going through, a breakup, losing a job, a health issue, allow that kind of connection, the understanding that you are pure potentiality, to be your guide. Have hope. Never give up. Never say quit. Maya Angelou once wrote, "Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space. Invite one to stay. Tell the other to take a hike." And today and every day, invite the vibration of hope to stay. I want you to have hope. Know in your heart and in yourself that good things are coming your way. You're going to be successful. How can't you be? That's what you're working towards right now. You're working towards having a better life. That's your destination. And we know that as long as we continue to move at whatever pace towards a destination that we've set, we will inevitably get there. And when we do, the feeling you get from accomplishing your goals is bigger and better than any drug, than anything that can ever happen in your life. Knowing that you tried and you kept working to succeed will change everything for you and allow you to develop a habit of being able to continually set goals and achieve them, constantly enhancing your living experience. And I'm telling you what, things can just keep getting bigger and better. It's unlimited. And I hope I haven't reached my potentiality yet. I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm counting on you that you're going to do the exact same thing. Another thing I'd like to mention is I read something not too long ago by Alexander Graham Bell, and I'm sure you know who he was. He was the great inventor of the telephone. He shared an idea that I like to keep in mind. He said, when one door closes, another opens. And we've all heard that before, right? But he also said in this book, but we so often look for so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the ones which open for us. And again, this is where when a door closes, we need to sit down, we need to think. We need to say, hey, look, this is kind of negative. This is an opportunity I wanted. This is something I was really working towards. It didn't happen. But what is the good that came out of this? How can I move forward continually? How can I move around this setback and take this as a positive learning lesson and a positive circumstance to take the next step towards the goal I'm trying to accomplish? Because you know what? There are multiple roads to get to a given destination. If you want to go to a specific city, there's usually a road in and a road out, but there's also usually other ways you can get into that city as well. With our goals and our ideas, there are multiple ways for them to come to fruition. The path to that destination for you may be different than the path I take to get to the exact same destination. And because we may come across some roadblocks on the given path that was for us, you may see some roadblocks I may not see. I may see some roadblocks you may not see. So it's got to be independent. It's got to be individual to us. We have to sit down and solve our own problems in the most positive way possible so that we can find effective resolutions to continue to move down our path to our destination. And every time a door closes, make it a habit of thinking, wow, that means a door has just been opened for me. So now, looking at closed doors from this perspective will help you actively look for something positive to bring you unexpected opportunities. When a door closes, just start looking for the open door. Hey, this didn't work out, but what is going to work out? And what can I work towards? We don't quit. We don't sit down. We keep moving. We keep going towards our destination. And guess what? We're going to get there. And when we do, oh boy, it's going to be sweet. I tell you what. Here, another thing that's really important, and this can just be a big drag, is negative people. And though you may attempt to completely cut negative people from your life, you may be forced to work with a negative person on a project or have a negative person in your family. Maybe, somebody you work with, who knows? But when this happens, create boundaries so you feel in control around the negative person. Limit your time talking to negative people. Try to keep the conversation light, or communicate your boundaries and calmly and consistently let them know, hey, I don't follow that very well, or that's not a topic I stay up to date on. Whatever it might be, for you to be able to actively, in the kindest and nicest way possible, excuse yourself from their negativity, go and take a few deep breaths, re-engage or don't. Just accomplish the tasks that need to be accomplished. Usually we can work around people from a certain standpoint. And when you have to engage with them because it's necessary, keep the conversation positive. Keep it light. When they're negative, be sure to change the train of thought in your mind. Because remember, when people say negative things to us, our mind has the ability willingly to act upon that negativity. And it can impact our attitude, it can impact our ability to look at things in a positive manner. So when somebody says something negative to you, remember, flip the script in your mind immediately. They say that can't be done. You say to yourself, you may think it can't be done, but I'm going to sit here and try to find a way that it can be done. Say positive things in your mind. When other people say negative things, it'll negate what they're saying. It'll keep your attitude up, and it'll keep you feeling good about the possibilities and the potential of what you're currently engaged in. and strive for excellence. It's hard to get caught up in negative influences if you're striving for excellence in everything you do. This means maintaining the highest of standards and doing more than is expected in every given circumstance. Always be looking for ways to be and do better and give your best. People who prosper aren't satisfied with just doing the things that the way they've always been done. They're always looking for ways to do them a little better. They continually push their knowledge, skills, and performance up a little higher until they get to the top of the ladder. And that's when they achieve the right results that make the circumstance appropriate for them to continue to engage towards their goals. And actively design your environment. Your environment plays a significant role in your mindset. And if you want to be a successful, happy, and prosperous person, you'll have to cut yourself off from influences that will stop you from achieving your goals. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that your environment includes your physical surroundings, the people around you, and your community. And to feel positive, at ease, and creative, ensure your home and office are clean, aesthetically pleasing, and orderly. Also, try to surround yourself with individuals and a community that do these things. Things like believes in the life and future you're trying to create. Make sure you're with people who believe in what you're trying to build for yourself. They believe in the goals you're trying to attain. People who are supportive of where you are and where you're trying to get. People that have the skills and knowledge that you're trying to learn. Surround yourself with mentors. It's very important. Surround yourself with people who spend time doing activities that you are interested in, and surround yourself with people who are successful in the areas of life that are important to you. If you're a proud parent and a good mother or a good father, surround yourself with other people where parenting is important to them as well. Not people who bitch about their kids all the time, because I'm going to tell you what, I've been in plenty of circumstances and I never understood why people would badmouth their own children. But they do, and it just blows my mind. I'd like to be around people who talk positively about their kids, who talk about their children's achievements, talk about how they support their children and how great their kids are. Because you know what? Those are the kids that are going to grow up to be difference makers. Those are the kids that have the support mechanisms behind them to help them to continually succeed and trend down paths where success is predominant. And most importantly, you want to be around people and be part of a community that supports and encourages you to continue to learn and grow. That's important. Negative influences can be devastating to living a life you really want. And for that reason, be aware of what's happening inside and around you. Free your mind from negative influences, by making active decisions about which foods, people, and environments to expose yourself to and which ones to avoid. This will also require a high degree of self-awareness regarding what you are trying to achieve, but what's important to you and what's holding you back from achieving your desires. You need to ask these types of questions of yourself regularly. Ask yourself, what negative influences am I being exposed to regularly? Which environments have been holding me back from achieving my goals? And what people, communities, and environments can I expose myself to that will help me internalize the ideas, beliefs, and habits I need to achieve my goals? And friends, all you really need to do outside of that is just be you and be the best you can be. Be willing to accept change. Don't force change on others. They will only change when they decide to change. You will only change when you decide to change. One day I decided I was going to be the best me that I can be. And most recently I said, I want to be a better Doug. And I'm a pretty great Doug right now. But I decided I wanted to make some changes in my life. And so now I'm exercising a little bit more. I'm making some different dietary choices. I'm cutting alcohol out of my life completely. And I'm moving forward just to make a better Doug. I'm pretty darn great the way I am. And I'm sure you're pretty darn great the way you are too. But by making some small changes, we can really refine ourselves and continue to grow and continue to move down new paths that will allow us to achieve even greater successes. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how smart you are, or how great things are for you right now. I'm telling you, it can always get better. And that's the beautiful thing about this world we live in and this life that we've been given. We can always be better. And that's amazing. It's something to work for. It's something to wake up for in the morning. Once you realize that you can have anything you want in this life, and even once you achieve that, there's more to go for. There's bigger, there's better. Always something great to work for in this life. And friends, one great thing I'm going to work for is I'm going to be back tomorrow to talk about some really great things with you. I hope I got you thinking today. You are amazing. You are incredible. And you know what? You're worth it. And I care about you. Have a beautiful day. I'll be back tomorrow with some really great stuff. Take care of yourselves. Hug your families. But be good to you. Talk to you tomorrow.